It's time for MAC basketball tonight from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, as the Quinnipiac Bobcats and Rider Broncs meet for an early season test tonight on ESPN+. Pleasant good evening, everyone. Alongside former Penn State Lady Lion Martin Walson, I'm John Moses. Small league opener for Quinnipiac tonight. Partner, what's your read on where the Bobcats are this year?
John, I think their record is very deceiving at 3-5. They start 3 freshmen, so these people are still getting their feet wet and gaining experience. They're going to be a very different basketball team at the end of MAC play, and that's when you want to be playing your best basketball.
And last time these two teams were on this floor, they played an absolute classic MAC battle between them with a double-digit lead in the second half. Quinnipiac managed to rally late.
When you talk about belief in sports, this Rider team has belief that they can beat and they can play with the Quinnipiac Bobcats today because they did it last year. 3 players in double figures, close game, leading in the third quarter, came down to a couple plays at the end. The belief is strong for the Broncs tonight.
Well, Jessica Schiffer had 15 points in that game a year ago, and getting her on track is so critical for the Broncs.
You said getting her on track. She isn't quite there yet. She's best at catch and shoot. Now, she's asked to do a lot of things as a veteran, experienced guard for this team. But if others can penetrate and kick, and she can have her feet underneath her, hands up, let it fly, she'll get back on track real fast.
And it's time for basketball tonight in Lawrenceville. Notable change to the starting lineup for Quinnipiac today. Martin, we were told prior to the game, Jackie Grisdale unavailable for the Bobcats tonight. Placed in the starting lineup by Mariah Keeley this evening. It'll be Foley and Kaylin DeVinny to jump center. And the game's first possession controlled by the Bobcats, and Ella O'Donnell misses the opening layup.
Uncharacteristic miss right off the bat for O'Donnell. They don't get much easier than that.
This is Schiffer. DeVinny. It's the starting lineup that Rider has used in 8 of their 10 games this year. Langen and DeVinny on the front line with Redmond, Schiffer, and Firebaugh. DeVinny at the end of the clock got it off in time. A foul is called on the Bobcats.
Really impressed with that high ball screen off of the horns here, but then the delivery and the catch by DeVinny. In traffic, 2 hands.
We were talking to Rider head coach Lynn Milligan prior to the game today, and she is so excited about the potential that Kaylin DeVinny has in the program. She's made a 3-pointer in 6 of 9 games this year, and truly that ability to stretch the floor from the 5 spot is so unique. We were talking about the Quinnipiac starting lineup, and Martin, you noted just how young they are as a group. Typically they start 3 freshmen. Tonight it's 4 freshmen and a sophomore in that starting unit.
You can tell that they're talented. They need some experience on the floor together.
This is O'Donnell. She's got to go at the end of the clock. And Ella O'Donnell has the first points of the night for Quinnipiac. She is their leading scorer this year. Redmond, Taylor Langen. This is Firebaugh. 7 to shoot. That is Taylor Langen, missing it heavy off the back iron.
Nice to see Langen in the basketball game and getting her normal nod to start as she's a little banged up. She's been banged up all year and probably will be banged up for the rest of the year.
Well, Taylor Langen has missed a couple of years of college basketball because of injury. 2-time transfer secures the miss there. Began her collegiate career at Colgate. Played just 2 seasons in 4 years there before transferring down to Division II Millersville, where she spent last season. Schiffer for 3. And she's got her own miss.
Extra effort rewarded with an extra possession.
Schiffer misses a clean look. O'Donnell, Martin, Anna Foley perhaps one of the best young post players in the league, and she connects with O'Donnell for two.
One of the best young players. She has three-point range, and you saw Davini go out there to contest that shot, which allowed her to put the basketball on the floor. But that was a guard-like pass, post to post.
It's pretty amazing how Quinnipiac can reload from year to year as Davini tries a three. For offensive rebound, Langen, and it's taken away by Ella O'Donnell. When you think about this Quinnipiac team a year ago with Michaela Morris up front, they are different players, Morris and Foley. That's a long two for Anna Foley. One-handed rebound from Langen for the Bronx.
Different people, same offense, same scheme, same standard, same culture, just different people, and that's the rebuild rather than, or the reload rather than the rebuild, so to speak.
Girardi on the drive, and she will shoot two. First-year guard from Warwick, New York. Paige Girardi will shoot a pair for Quinnipiac.
We're taking a look here at a nice slot drive. Fireball did get her hand in there, and then Jessica Schiffer with the body.
Girardi, a terrific three-point shooter in high school. Better than 44% as a senior at Warwick Valley. Mom Deborah was a college basketball player at Greensboro College. One out of two on the trip to the line as Davini comes away with the rebound thanks to Michaela Fireball's activity on the defensive glass. Schiffer stepping through and left it short. Rebounded by Mariah Keeley.
And that's Schiffer having to do a lot. Her strength is her outside shooting, as we're seeing a moving screen call there on O'Donnell. Both squads here, John, are doing a lot of the slice cuts, using a screener, bringing a teammate through the paint in a diagonal action, being able to come to a complete stop, keep your feet underneath your shoulders, not move those hips.
Deep inside position for Davini. That is Schiffer. Cassidy Thompson clears it for the Bobcats. Well, it feels like those moving screens are an element of emphasis right now for officials as Thompson gets a nice dish from Grace LaBarge inside, and Quinnipiac's got a 7-2 start. Partner, have you noticed that element of emphasis around screening this year?
I think there is a concerted effort to not restrict the freedom of movement, allow players to move, and part of that is taking a look and evaluating the screens as that Langdon three goes halfway down and out. But it's really trying to eliminate the mid-movement collisions that so often happen when screens are involved.
First points of the night for Cassidy Thompson back in her home state. Mullica Hill, New Jersey native, bangs the triple. And Quinny's out to a 10-2 start tonight. Schiffer answers for the Bronx.
That's where Jessica Schiffer is the best. Coming off of that stagger screen. Her feet were underneath her. The pass was delivered on time and on target.
Carson Martin misses. Davini the board. Gotta like that full court pressure that the Bronx broke out after the make. Langen hunting hers. No. Rebounds. Official. We'll take us to our first timeout of the night. Clean start for the Bobcats. A 10-5 lead with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve. So sometimes we're big in small ways, like finding a way to get Crystal and Dan a mortgage before the baby arrived. Other times, we're small in big ways, like local decision-making and financial coaching that helped Fernando open his own shop. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
People ask us, why do you do this? Risk your life for strangers. Because they're not strangers. They're neighbors. You, me, us. And this is what neighbors do. When times are good and when they're not. You stand up. You lend a hand. One person, one neighbor at a time. This time, the next time, and every time.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
We are more than athletes. We strive to create an environment where student athletes feel comfortable speaking about their mental health struggles.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34.
25.5% of adults ages 18 to 24 are having seriously considered suicide this month.
Let's eliminate the stigma where asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Let's talk about it now so we don't regret it later.
You are not alone. Call 988 if you are experiencing a mental health crisis.
Today's broadcast is presented by Capital Health, Minds Advancing Medicine, and by Fulton Bank. Smarter banking starts here. One final game for Lynn Milligan and the Bronx ahead of the Christmas holiday. Same for Trisha Fabry. The Quinnipiac Bobcats, both teams back at it on December the 30th with a final non-league matchup. Bronx Open MAC play over the weekend at Manhattan. That is Thompson. 3-ball no good. Look at Langen winning the battle on the glass. Already her 4th rebound in the first quarter. This is Firebaugh, and a foul will go against Caitlin DeVinny. Just like we were talking about, partner, it's that moving screen.
Now it's one moving screen for each squad here, and it's up to primarily the post players. Those are usually the players setting screens to adjust, to hold their screen just a little bit longer.
Martin's pass intercepted.
Great help by Redmond, and then helping the helper. Langdon gets that steal.
Firebaugh the miss. Girardi chases down the rebound for Quinnipiac and then double dribbled in the corner.
I think she was trying to throw it off DeVinny's foot. DeVinny wasn't there. She went to catch it. Not ideal.
You see Trisha Fabry on the sideline saying, we're good. Take a breath. It's okay. Going to get pressure in the backcourt. Happens from time to time, but I imagine that's a message that Trisha Fabry and her staff are sharing quite a bit.
With the youth of this team, it is. It's instilling what we practice, what we talk about will work. Just calm down, ladies.
This is Langen. DeVinny for 3. That's good.
She's such a unique skill set at the 5, as Coach Milligan was talking to us about. Just she's so comfortable out there, can naturally shoot that 3. She's got great form.
Carson Martin misses. Molly Lynch secures it, running with Redmond. Firebaugh, Langen, and DeVinny for the Bronx. 6 straight points for Ryder as Langen's pass is intercepted by Foley inside. Foley using her speed and lays in two.
I really like that left-hand drive. Divinity did a nice job of forcing her outside of that lane line, and Anna Foley still has the coordination and the strength to get it up.
Divinity missed it inside. Foley secures the rebound. You know, Quinnipiac's got a type, don't they? Speedy left-handed post players. Here's another one as Labarge kicks it out.
You talk about a type. I thought that last Ryder diagonal up screen for a left-handed layup was Victoria Toomey right there. How many times did we see her be successful in that situation? We see a very similar body type, strength, scoring ability.
See Molly Lynch getting after it defensively. Foul, we should know, went on Cassidy Thompson. As Aaliyah McIver checks in for the Bronx. Running the show right now, first-year point guard out of White Plains, New York.
A little floppy action. Molly Lynch has an opportunity to go either way.
This is McIver for two. Cleared by Bree Bowen, who just checked in. Bowen from nearby Chalfont, Pennsylvania. Foley to the reverse and left it short. Make that 5 first-quarter rebounds for Taylor Langen. Under a minute to go in the opening quarter. Divinity got it. Beautiful offense from the Bronx. This is Keeley. Langen another rebound.
Ryder dodged a bullet in that defensive possession. Confusion on who the guards were guarding.
Taylor Langen right on her average, 6 rebounds per game, 6 from here in the first quarter. That's fireball for 3. No good. McIver on the glass. It's good, plus a foul.
The last couple of possessions for Ryder, the pace of the half-court offense has really been at a higher level than we've seen consistently. So now the challenge is, can they keep it up as nice offensive rebound? And McIver is finding herself at the foul line. Opportunity to go ahead.
Three-point play for Aaliyah McIver. Bronx have their lead here late in the final seconds of the first quarter. Foley taking on Sophie Brunches. Anna Foley. The following is short and cleared by McIver.
At the end of the first quarter, Ryder University 13.
Well, the first 10 minutes end up in Ryder's favor after a 10-2 start for the Bobcats. The Bronx rip off an 11-2 sprint to finish off the first quarter tonight in Lawrenceville.
About how you can help you achieve your financial goals. Member FDIC. Nothing beats the power and excitement of live events like Ticket Smarter. If you are looking to experience and enjoy the power and excitement of all the best sports.
Rider Bronx led by Lynn Milligan, the winningest coach in program history. A victory here tonight would be career win number 200 for Coach Milligan, leading her alma mater in her 17th year. On the opposite side, it's Trisha Fabry, Delran, New Jersey native. Frankly, one of the great coaches that the MAC has to offer. She's done it at Quinnipiac for a long time and has led them from D2 to the NEC to the MAC with a lot of success. Sweet 16 run in 2017. And it looks like the shot clock did not start to begin the second quarter. So a stoppage in play to get the clock correct to 19.
Shot clock will be set to 19 seconds. 19 seconds on the shot clock.
We highlighted the coaches, and John, we did not get the memo. We had two staffs that did not clue us in on the holiday attire.
Yeah.
Both head coaches look outstanding, as does their staff, and here we look like it's just in any old game for us.
And I got to say, it was I think it was their athletic trainer who walked in first, and I saw her vest, and I said, oh, it's festive tonight. This is great. Fireball at the end of the clock, left it short, no whistle.
Forced shot there by Fireball due to the shot clock running low as Quinnipiac comes down with such great composure.
That was Carson Martin, first-year guard from Woodstock, Georgia. Schiffer, the drive and kick. McIver, the quick trigger. Cleared by Bree Bowen. And McIver's got the takeaway. It's been a good first half run so far for Aaliyah McIver. Brunches. This is Langen. Clock becoming a factor. That is a 2. And Bowen has the board for Quinny.
There's a fine line there, John, between forcing something and running offense just to run offense. And in that possession, Ryder looked a little content.
A back cut, and Bowen is going to get called for a travel before the shot attempt.
Traveling violation. Possession to the Bronx.
In this game of runs, now Quinnipiac has come out here in the second quarter and scored first. Can Ryder get back to stagger screens, quick hitters, finding Brunches on the block?
Schiffer for 3. Foul's going to go against Fireball on the rebound. Battling away with Carson Martin.
I'm okay with that, in that it wasn't a huge box out, that you leave it up to the official, but I like the aggressive mindset, trying to get that second opportunity off of the offensive rebound.
Keeley, Foley chased off the line, and Fireball comes up with the takeaway for the Bronx. Now in the hands of Sanaa Redmond, junior, who transferred in after 2 years at Samford. And that one last touched by the Bronx. O'Donnell got a tip of it, and it hit Langen on the way by.
And I think Lynn Milligan is saying, but you had time, chase it down, hustle it down, don't let it be a miscommunication or not, a ref seeing something that you didn't see.
O'Donnell, clean look for Girardi. Another rebound for Taylor Langen. Make that 7 already for her. Langen calling for it inside, and the foul's going to go on Ella O'Donnell. Her second personal.
Quinnipiac foul number 12, Ella O'Donnell. That's her second personal.
Taylor Langen works so hard. She's able to help bring the basketball up. She's a fantastic rebounder. She wants to post up. She's got extended range.
The setup is for Langen. Around O'Donnell, or pardon, LaGrange, and missed it. And then Langen commits a foul on the rebound.
Nice read by Langdon to see that double coming and went to her natural left hand, unable to finish. And then just couldn't help herself. Needless foul, 90 feet from the hoop.
Mariana Cause is in the game for the first time. Nearly forced a turnover, and then Foley ends up committing it.
Anna Foley, I think, is too concerned about getting her teammates involved. With the length, with the strength, she's got the ability to shoot over the top off that dribble drive and has passed up a couple opportunities.
Deviney, the target inside, and Cause's pass was a bit too hot to handle.
Fifth turnover for the Rider Bronx, and that's a dead ball turnover, and those coaches will live with a little more pleasantly than the live ball turnovers, meaning they're able to set up their defense here, Rider.
This is Foley. Gave up her dribble. Pretty good set of defense here by the Bronx. Shot clock is down to 9. Thompson. It is loose. Thompson's got it back and is denied at the rim. It's a shot clock violation. Wait a second, there's a foul. Baseline official indicating that a foul was called. And they're going to take a look at the monitor and take a timeout here on the floor. 1 point lead for the Bobcats under 6 minutes to go in the first half.
When you don't lock your car, you've left an open invitation. Turn your car off, take the key or fob, lock the door. Your stolen car may be used to commit other crimes. So lock it or lose it. Brought to you by the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor.
People ask us, why do you do this? Risk your life for strangers. Because they're not strangers. They're neighbors. You, me, us. And this is what neighbors do. When times are good and when they're not. You stand up. You lend a hand. One person, one neighbor at a time. This time, the next time, and every time.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve, like finding a way to get Crystal and Dan a mortgage before the baby arrived. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
People always say, just be yourself. But who is that anyway? Were you yourself when you were born? Or do you grow into it? There's only one way to find out. Try everything. Make mistakes. Come back stronger. Free to become exactly the person you were meant to be. Rider University. Free to roam.
Well, while we were in timeout, the officials took a look, and they put a foul on Kaylin Deviney before the shot clock expired. That is a critical second personal foul on Marin. Here's another look.
That's a real tough foul. Look at what a possession here. And that was just the end, which was what the referees were looking at. But a fantastic 30-second possession of defense for Ryder, helping the helper diving on the loose ball, creating the one more pass multiple times. Really a tough way to end that possession, giving Quinnipiac the basketball in a baseline out of bounds. But as you said, John, that's also Davini's second personal foul.
Girardi, boy, very nearly committed a turnover on the inbound. Foley, and a technical foul is going to go on the Ryder bench. Oh, my. Not sure if it's it looks like head coach Lynn Milligan, and you can even see her turn and say, why? Well, certainly Coach Milligan was unhappy with the outcome of the review, and she must have continued that conversation during the defensive possession.
Just like when parents don't like their kids to speak under their breath. Apparently the ref didn't like Lynn Milligan's comments. And I say it in that sense that she wasn't demonstrative. She's not throwing her hands in the air. She's not stomping her foot. It was clearly not the tone. It was the word choice or the content, not how she acted.
Did you ever get teed up as a head coach, Mark?
I did not. And there was one specific time I was really trying. And I never got it, no.
That feels like an easy thing to accomplish. Am I wrong about that? I mean, I guess I am.
Well, I think the day that I was trying, the ref knew that he screwed it up, so he couldn't give me a tech because he was, he knew he was wrong. But the current head coach of Bowling Green, Fred Schmiel, he and I got technicals as assistants at Penn State. We didn't feel bad on that one.
Meanwhile, Grace Labarge with a long two for the Bobcats, who lead by 5. We're going to have to get back to that technical foul in a minute. Cause. Firebaugh thought about the 3. Into a crowd and finds Cause inside. Nice work from Michaela Firebaugh.
And that allows Ryder here to set up a little bit of a containment press.
Great passing. And Bree Bowen finishes inside. Foul inside. And this is going to go on Cassidy Thompson. Just the second team foul. Boy, Thompson, another first-year player for Quinnipiac that can really be excited about, from South Jersey, Camden Catholic High School. She'll head to the sideline for Mariah Keeley, who we should note is also someone else to be excited about. A teammate on the international scene with Grace Labarge, as that's Mariana Cause inside for the Bronx.
I like Mariana Cause. Her athleticism, how quick she's off the floor. She's very bouncy. Ryder playing a little 2-3.
Oh, nice cut from Keeley, who lays in 2. Compliments of Carson Martin.
That was a fantastic assist pass there by Martin. Was able to see the play develop, delivered the pass where her teammate was going.
Brunches for 3. Keeley comes away with it. Quinnipiac plus 6 here in the second quarter at 10-4 as Brunches gets a hand on it. Numbers for the Bronx in the hands of Jessica Schiffer. Keeley comes up with the takeaway. And she traveled.
Michaela Fireball worked very hard to get back into play and used her seasoned experience to not go for the shot fake, to keep herself in between the basketball. Here we see straight up. Obviously, Keeley thought she could get her off her feet, step through, draw contact. Nice defensive play by Michaela Fireball.
Redmond, and that's a moving screen on Taylor Langen, her second personal.
Mark your tally down, John. You're keeping track. I mean, we're not taking over any statistician role or job, but we do keep our own tallies here.
The important stuff gets tracked by real people, not us. Martin to the goal. That's good for Carson Martin. Boy, you see the burst of speed. She's got the team high 6 points in this first half.
And it came off of a ball screen. Ryder needs to communicate and handle that ball screen differently.
Oh, what a catch and finish from Jessica Schiffer.
Much needed basket there for Ryder.
LaBarge inside, and it spills off. Langen has her 8th rebound in the first half. The season high is 9.
She does such a great job of cradling it, tipping it to herself, directing the basketball away from contact and the crowd.
Martin comes away with the takeaway. And Martin's 3-ball is off the back of the rim.
John, you kind of feel like Ryder's right there. They're able to defensive rebound well. A couple inopportune turnovers here on the offensive end.
Schiffer. Rebounded by Anna Foley.
I like that shot first, not waiting. I like that shot first for Jessica Schiffer.
Final minute of the first half. Martin working it with LaBarge. And a foul's going to go on Sophie Brunches inside.
Looks like they were still talking a little bit after the fact.
That's the 15th foul on the Bronx. See that action off the ball.
Also in the game for the Bronx, 11, Mariona Hall is replacing number 23, Taylor Langen.
Usually going to get called. If you use your body to displace, to move, it's when you use your arms, your knee. I saw a little bit of an open hand there. I don't think it was necessarily intentional.
If I may, but arm and knee are body parts. Are there specific body parts?
It's extending that.
Extensions.
It's when you're like next to each other and you just kind of move somebody versus extend the arm or... I don't have the words, I have the demonstration, which we're not going to take a look at.
Well, I think it's more like you're on a crowded subway and you just want to clear a little bit of space where you just sort of edge a little bit without extending a forearm.
Correct.
Because then it gets rude. 7-point lead. Raven Douglas is in the game for Quinnipiac, number 32 in blue. Lynch misses from beyond. Girardi clears it. Keeley, the hezzy, and the finish.
Lynch did such a great job to get down and in defensive position, but then let up on that hesitation like you mentioned, John.
McIver doubled. Foley the takeaway. Anna Foley is fouled by Cause.
Head coach Lynn Milligan was talking to us pregame. Here we're going to see the replay of the transition layup that started because of a turnover on the offensive end by the freshman point guard. And Lynn Milligan said she's there. She's getting there. She needs the experience. She needs the reps.
First one good for Anna Foley. 12 or more points in all but one game for her this year. Went for 21 in her collegiate debut over Maine and over Massachusetts native. Makes both, and it's the largest lead of the half. This is McIver in the final seconds. Deviney tied up inside. Possession arrow will give it to the Bobcats with 3.8.
But I do like that play call. Get your big girl. Get Deviney a touch at the rim.
Well, late sub granted by the officiating crew as Sophie Brunches checks in for Deviney. And the Bronx set up some full court pressure. Bowen to put it in. It's in the hands of Douglas, who's got to go. And the Bobcats dribble out the final seconds of the first half. Well, pretty nice way to finish off the second 10 minutes of that first half for Quinnipiac as they outscore the Bronx 18-6.
And it was really Ryder's self-imposed turnovers that created extra opportunities and allowed Quinnipiac to get into a flow.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we return, we will have highlights, stats, and much more as well. We will visit with former Rider point guard Amanda Mobley, who is back in the building tonight. It's an 11-point lead for the Bobcats at the break.
By the time I was a senior, I realized that I kind of had a knack for doing stuff like this, and I was fortunate enough that the job here opened up just as I was about to graduate.
Having Tony as a student worker for Bronc Vision was a dream come true. He was exactly what we look for in a student worker. So actually the transition for him to go to full-time was very seamless.
How he stepped into that role was doing everything beforehand. Learning it from a technical standpoint, learning it from just an overall idea or concept of what it means to produce sports content. He was able to step into it because he was working towards it.
Aside from working here at Rider University, I've also had experience working as a freelancer at Temple University and Villanova University. I had an internship with the Philadelphia Union a couple years ago as well, and all those experiences only came to me because I already had experience from what I had learned here at Bronc Vision. I've asked a lot of my bosses, why they've hired me, and a lot of them have pointed to my experience.
In today's day and age, you have to have more than just an idea of sports, a passion of sports. You have to have a portfolio. You have to have a reel. You have to have actual material that an employer can look at and says he or she knows what they're doing. Therefore, I'm going to hire them. So Anthony had always done a great job creating a reel, creating material. That's what got him hired.
We've got a number of students that have gone on to work out in LA as part of Rider's program here, using the skills and knowledge that they learned by working Bronc Vision or for our ESPN broadcasts. It's something great for students to get involved in as part of the Engaged Learning program.
To any new student that's coming into Rider or anybody that's a current student, I would just say to try new things, because you never know once you graduate from Rider, when you're looking for jobs, what type of career you might go into. So if you can get experience with multiple different outlets of whatever you're interested in, for example, for me it would be not just sports broadcasting, which is what I was always interested in, but also video, graphic design, even engineering. The more knowledge that you have coming out of college, the better it looks on your resume, and the more chance that you have getting a job doing something that you really love.
I think the students respect him, and I think they look at him as a role model because they see that someone coming through this program at Rider University can actually have a career and enjoy themselves and do a great job and really bring sports to life at Rider.
I really owe a lot to Rider just because of the experience that they've allowed me to gain working here over the years, and I'll have to thank them for everything that I do from now through the rest of my career, just because this is a way that I get to start out my career, which is a really great opportunity.
Getting set for the second half of basketball here in Lawrenceville. We are pleased to be joined by one of the great point guards in Rider Bronx history, Amanda Mobley. And, well, Amanda, where are you these days? How's it going?
I've been doing good. I'm home for a little Christmas break. I've been playing a little pro in Croatia, so over in Europe. Yeah.
How is the season going?
It's pretty good. We're halfway through. I think we're 5-5 right now. We're okay. If we figure some more stuff out, I think we could have a better second half of the year.
Tell us a little bit about what the experience is like to play professional basketball.
It's a lot of fun. I actually didn't think I was going to be able to do anything like this until after our season last year. So when I got the opportunity to see where I could go and actually go and play, it's been a lot of fun. It's definitely different than playing here and playing for Coach Milligan, but I'm enjoying it.
Okay, what is the best part of being a professional athlete now?
Basketball is my job. It's not like student athlete. Basketball is something I get to do. This is what I'm doing now. That's it.
So you're playing in Croatia these days. How is the game different there versus what you experienced here?
I think depends on the game, but I think it's not as fast, or at least we don't play as fast as I'd like to play. Maybe that's it. It's definitely different, especially with my coach, just because I don't have the relationship obviously that I've had with Lynn here. So it's we're not always on the same page. I'm not talking throughout the game how I would here. So I would say that's the biggest difference for me, not having that connection with my coach. But yeah.
Well, so that is obviously a huge part of your story here at Rider was the relationship you built and all the accolades that you accumulated over your career. What are some of the things that come back to mind when you think about playing here in this gym?
I don't know. Just a lot of good memories. Playing for Coach. I can't even think of anything specific. Just having a good time with my teammates here, the great atmosphere, the fans. I've seen a couple that were at all the games when I played here that I've talked to since I came tonight. It's just been really nice to see everybody and just be back in this gym.
So tell us a little bit about your relationship right now with Rider head coach Lynn Milligan, now that you're sort of on the other side and not playing with her.
Hearing her yell in the gym right now, it makes me miss it. I definitely miss that. Even if she was mad at me, that is something I miss tremendously. I don't know. We just got really close. Again, being the point guard and, the coach on the court, we had to be very close, but she really was there, as I grew up. I think she would agree, from freshman year and, recruiting me till now, I feel I'm a whole different person, and I think she's a big part of that, helping me, obviously, on the court, but off the court, too, branch out, do more things, not be scared to talk to people, and I think she was a huge part of, me getting to where I am today and, being more mature and, again, growing up.
Well, Amanda, it's so great to see you back here on campus, and hopefully you can bring the Bronx a little bit of good luck in the second half.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, our thanks to Amanda Mobley for stopping by. Second half action is coming up from the zoo. It's an 11-point game right now in Lawrenceville as we get set for the second half. Let's take a quick look back at the first half. Marin, great start to this game for Quinnipiac to get off to the 10-2 run, and then Ryder rallies to take the lead, but it's the Bobcats by 11 at the break. How did that happen?
Runs by both teams. Double-digit run for Quinnipiac, followed by Ryder, and then Quinnipiac finished it off. And really the balanced attack. Here we see Foley score for Quinnipiac, but the balanced attack for Quinnipiac, and really Davini's inside, outside, Jess Schiffer got involved. More production from more people is needed for Ryder.
Well, the Bronx got 7 first-half points from Kaylin Davini, 4 from Mariana Cause off the bench, but Taylor Langen and Michaela Fireball a combined 0 for 9 in the first half.
And we're not going to see that for the second half, at least if you're the coaching staff for the Ryder Bronx, who hope not. But those are two players that need to be involved on both ends, but specifically scoring the basketball for Ryder to be successful today.
Alongside former Penn State Lady Lion Marin Walseth, I'm John Moses. Thanks for making us part of your Monday night. Bronx looking for their first win over Quinnipiac since the MAC tournament win in 2021. That is Schiffer for 3 and rattles it home.
Great start by Jessica Schiffer. Ooh.
Did you almost catch that pass?
No, I was trying to help the referees because I thought I saw a double dribble, but I'll stay in my lane.
Good hands from Redmond as she knocks that one aside.
But I did get a little excited there, John. Got a little excited.
Couldn't tell. Keeley for 3. Missed it long. Bronx have numbers in the hands of Michaela Fireball. Pull-up rattles off. O'Donnell had a piece of the rebound.
But I like that decision by Michaela Fireball. Nobody stopped her. She is deadly at that 14, 15-foot mark. That was a great decision.
O'Donnell got it. Boy, Ella O'Donnell, she is a terrific rebounder, doing a bunch more offensively this year. She can really score, and she's got a chance to be the next in the long line of terrific post players that have come through Quinnipiac. Davini taking advantage of a mismatch and couldn't finish it.
Oh, that's tough. You know you have a smaller defender, and you know that they don't play quote-unquote traditional post defense, and so you do try to get rid of the basketball a little fast.
How did you find success when you were matched up with a smaller player? Did you have a go-to move that you wanted to go to?
I think you keep it really simple when you have the mismatch. You don't need to use all your moves. You don't need to do up and unders and, double fakes and all of that because you're probably taller or you're stronger than the mismatch.
Schiffer had it poked away by Foley.
Nice defense by Quinnipiac. Icing that ball screen, really giving Schiffer minimal space to operate.
Keeley's got a clean look and missed everything from beyond, but Foley comes away with an offensive rebound. Foley calls her own number for 2.
You can just see the experience paying off and the growth. That drift pass that she completed earlier in that possession, that had been a turnover earlier in this game, and staying with it, taking the halftime coaching.
Foul inside. This is going to go on Foley. It's her first personal. It's so funny. We were talking to Ryder head coach Lynn Milligan before the game today about Kaylin Davini and sort of about her style as a player, how she's very comfortable shooting the ball from 3, that she's absolutely a threat there, but doesn't have a whole lot of experience on the block from her high school days. That's Taylor Langen. Wave off the make. It is a travel.
Recruiting post players out of high school, it comes with a little bit of the unknown, a little bit of question mark. Here we're seeing that step through that was called for a travel. But post players are hard to recruit, or just a different recruiting process. Nice high-low, freshman to sophomore there. We're going to see a lot more of that over the years for Quinnipiac.
Early timeout taken by Lynn Milligan and the Bronx as Quinnipiac has extended their halftime lead. It's a 14-point advantage under 7 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Now fans, make some noise for the Bronx Nation T-shirt toss.
Time now for our trivia question tonight. Rider head coach Lynn Milligan is 1 win shy of 200 in her career. Can you name the other coach who has won 100 games in Rider women's basketball history? We will have the answer for you later in this half. But, Maren, we will be accepting your guesses between now and then.
I don't know if you will be, because I had one for the last game and it was not accepted in time.
Well, this is why I'm telling you this is the opening for you to give us a guess, or later, as a foul is going to go on Anna Foley here. If you want to guess, you don't have to. Just reminding you it's an option.
I appreciate the inclusivity there, John.
Bronx shooting just shy of 26% for the game. Langen is still scoreless, as is Fireball for the Bronx. And Langen gets the roll, her first points of the night.
I like that reverse pivot, just eyes on the rim, shot goes up.
O'Donnell wants it. She's got it now against Taylor Langen and travels.
A little bit of a hop, but that was a nice, composed, patient offensive set there for Rider. I'm sorry, for Quinnipiac. Now Rider has their opportunity. They're best when they have some pace in the half court, when the ball is moving and the players are cutting.
This is Redmond creating. So now Redmond draws a foul. It's on Ella O'Donnell.
Quinnipiac, foul number 12, Ella O'Donnell.
Redmond showed us a little bit of that hesitation coming off of a ball screen, probing. You know that will continue to increase in speed and confidence. Potency, meaning the start-stop feature, the more she plays at the college level against quicker, stronger defenders.
Redmond accumulated quite a bit of experience at Samford, where she spent the first 2 years of her collegiate career. Started 38 games, and in fact, her cousin Dior Brown is a former Rider Bronc, 2009 to 13. Foley. This is Martin. Carson Martin. You can count it, and she's going to get one more at the line.
Michaela Firebaugh just a step slow on the side. I thought Ryder was going to handle that ball screen a little bit better than they did in the first half, and initially they did.
Boy, Carson Martin now with the game-high 9 points as she completes the three-point play. She's a player that's probably getting a little bit more opportunity offensively tonight. Of course, Quinnipiac without Jackie Grisdale. That is Langen inside, plus the foul.
You're seeing the veteran play here of Taylor Langen. Went into halftime, hadn't scored, comes out aggressive, confident. Younger players might look at that first half stat line and be hesitant. Not somebody who's played multiple years of college basketball.
Foley. LaBarge for three. Foley's got an offensive rebound and missed the putback. Taylor Langen's got her 10th rebound, a new season high. Schiffer working it with Sophie Brunches.
Nice ball screen action there. Brunches on the move, handles, finishes.
Martin for three, that's good. Just the second three-pointer made tonight by Quinnipiac.
Fireball went underneath that ball screen or that high screen, and Martin took advantage. Another stagger screen for Jessica Schiffer. And who's on the inside? None other than Taylor Langen for that offensive rebound opportunity.
Foul is on Bree Bowen. Her first personal foul. Bronx will have another opportunity when we return. Under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. It's back to an 11-point game. Well, Carson Martin has it going tonight. Already 12 points. Scored over 1,500 points in her high school career at Woodstock High School in Georgia. And, you know, Martin, this is something you and I haven't talked about much tonight. It is often very difficult to start as a first-year player for Tricia Fabry at Quinnipiac, and Carson Martin ripping that Band-Aid right off this year.
She started her first game of her college career previously. In their previous game against Holy Cross, was able to step into an opening for tonight as well. And there's a lot of pieces that go into that. Certainly skill level, but confidence, conditioning, understanding the playbook on both ends of the floor. And that's not easy at any school, much less at Quinnipiac, and understanding the culture. So it's really a testament to the work ethic that these young players put in to be in that starting lineup as a freshman.
Mia Blake is in for the first time for the Bronx, number 3 in the cranberry and white.
Quinnipiac does look like they're pressing a little bit, a little unsure in this particular possession. Can Ryder get that stop, help the helper?
Foul inside is going to go on Sanaa Redmond.
And Redmond's just a step late in helping the helper there.
And Blake is going to get hit with a violation for reaching over the line.
Oh, that's tough for Ryder as they had that steal in hand.
Bowen stepped on the sideline.
She's taking the request to stretch the floor a little too literally.
It is a skill. Schiffer, defended by Carson Martin, attracts 2. Langen creating at the end of the shot clock for Ryder. Taylor Langen off the window.
There's something about lefties. You know they're left-handed. The scouting report says they're left-handed. They've already made left-handed shots, and they still are so crafty and able to get that left-handed shot off.
Did you ever empower a manager to yell out that player's left-handed whenever you were playing an opponent that was left-handed, Martin?
I did not do that, but we would have as a player, I remember the scout team would have an arrow to the right. Like it was that obvious that we had to force at that time.
With
it was
athletic tape on the jersey?
Yeah, it was Katie Douglas for Purdue. Force her to go right.
Blake on the baseline, turned it over.
Turnover number 15 for Ryder. If you think of cutting those turnovers in half or even holding on to the basketball a third of those possessions, this 10-point deficit is easily a 4 or 5-point deficit for Ryder.
It's interesting. It doesn't feel like the MAC has a dominant team as Martin measures a 3. And Langen watches it fall out of bounds. I think you could make an argument that Fairfield and Siena are probably in the top 2 or 3 of teams in the MAC, but otherwise it feels wide open this year.
And that's what's going to make the tournament all the more exciting because there is youth. We're seeing youth for the Quinnipiac team. We're seeing new players for Ryder. How do these teams develop over the course of the conference play? They play each other twice. They'll be able to feel each other out.
It's the 5th team foul on the Bobcats, so Sanaa Redmond is going to shoot 2 for Ryder. And, you're looking ahead to the tournament already, but, for me, partner, it's week to week. It's game to game where you really don't know who's going to be the best team, like who's going to emerge these next couple weeks. And, as you have talked about, that over the course of the year in the MAC, these teams know each other very, very well. I'm sure there are a number of assistant and head coaches nodding along as they're watching this game right now, preparing for when they see these next two teams.
With Quinnipiac having committed 5 fouls, Ryder gets a defensive rebound here, a stop, able to put the basketball on the floor, get themselves to the foul line if nothing else.
Redmond rejects the screen. Deviney for 3. Rebounded by Bowen. Foley for 2. Blake clears it for the Bronx, who have generally done a good job on the glass in this one, partner. Rebounding just about even tonight. Deviney the target inside, and the foul is going to go on Anna Foley.
That was a lucky whistle for Ryder as Taylor Langen just threw that right to Foley's outstretched arm. I like the idea. Throw the basketball inside.
First one good for Kaylin Deviney, Medford, New Jersey native.
We're seeing the high-low.
Here comes Mariana Cause to replace Deviney. Such an important player for the Bronx, and somebody I think they weren't expecting to start as a first-year forward, originally at Shawnee High School, and then transferred during her senior year to Life Center, in part to raise her profile a little bit on the basketball court. Martin. Keeley back to Martin with 7 on the shot clock. Carson Martin, it's good, plus a foul.
Just what Quinnipiac needed there as the shot clock was winding down. They did a nice job of taking the whole shot clock, and who other than Martin attacking that lane line.
Career night continues for Carson Martin. Give her 17.
We mentioned off the top, John, Jackie Grisdale unable to play tonight. Someone had to pick up her points and her minutes, and certainly Carson Martin has done her job.
Redmonds here in the final seconds of the quarter. Schiffer. Langen. Bowen fell to the ground. Langen missed inside. Deviney has that one pop out. What a sequence in the final moments. Bronx feeling like they should have had 2. Instead, they trail by 9.
At Fulton Bank, we're personally invested in every community we serve. So sometimes we're big in small ways, like finding a way to get Crystal and Dan a mortgage before the baby arrived. Other times we're small in big ways, like local decision-making and financial coaching that helped Fernando open his own shop. Fulton Bank, a community bank that's big and small in all the right ways.
People ask us, why do you do this? Risk your life for strangers. Because they're not strangers. They're neighbors. You, me, us. And this is what neighbors do. When times are good, and when they're not. You stand up. You lend a hand. One person, one neighbor at a time. This time, the next time, and every time.
There really is nothing like a home team advantage. That's why Team Toyota makes a great choice for your next vehicle purchase or service. With our MVP pricing guarantee, teammate rewards program, and streamlined customer experience, our award-winning operation ensures that you can trust our process. A home team advantage is nothing without the community. Our employees are part of our family, part of your town, and we're all part of the team. We're always here for you at one of our 3 locations in Princeton, Langhorne, and Glen Mills.
We are more than athletes. We strive to create an environment where student athletes feel comfortable speaking about their mental health struggles.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death for teens and young adults ages 10 to 34.
25.5% of adults ages 18 to 24 are having seriously considered suicide this month.
Let's eliminate the stigma where asking for help is a sign of weakness.
Let's talk about it now so we don't regret it later.
You are not alone. Call 988 if you are experiencing a mental health.
All right, time now to reveal our answer to today's trivia question. Other than Lynn Milligan, was the only other head coach in Rider women's basketball history to win over 100 games. Eldon Price.
I do know the name. I do know the name. He spent a little time in Happy Valley on the men's side.
Rider head coach Lynn Milligan and the Bronx. Strong finish to that third quarter. Only able to shave 2 points off of the halftime deficit. These games always manage to come down to the wires. 2 head coaches that know each other very well. A couple of Garden State natives. This is Keeley. And she couldn't save it in bounds. Well done there from Michaela Firebaugh to initially knock that away.
The 9-point deficit, this does become a possession basketball game much earlier. Maybe not this possession, but Rider does not have many possessions that they can be ineffective, meaning they can't get off a quality shot.
Langen, the step back in the mid-range, missed it all. Rebounded by Cassidy Thompson. O'Donnell, LaBarge, missed it. 13th rebound of the night for Taylor Langen. Michaela Firebaugh on the run, lays in 2.
Nice quick answer for Rider.
Thompson denied. Langen with the volleyball denial. Redmond. Deviney for 3. Offensive rebound in the hand of Jessica Schiffer. Redmond is fouled by LaBarge.
Quinnipiac is showing a couple different ball screen defenses, icing the ball screen on the wing. There with the horns action, they went to trap. LaBarge a little too aggressive with the body.
Keeley and Bowen are back on the floor for Quinnipiac. Schiffer the catch and shoot. Offensive rebound, Michaela Firebaugh. Can the Bronx take advantage of this long possession? 7 to shoot. Deviney inside, lays it in.
Great two-person game there. You can feel the momentum shifting a little bit. Ryder getting their feet under them. Trisha Fabry calls a quick timeout.
It's a 5-point game with 7:43 to go in Lawrenceville.
Your Ryder cheerleaders.
Well, the Bronx with the first 4 points in this fourth quarter. And some textbook stuff in the half court.
I like that. Slot ball screen. Eyes up. Pass on time on target. Force the timeout by Quinnipiac.
Just about even scoring for Ryder tonight. 11 for Kaylin Deviney, 8 each for Taylor Langen and Jessica Schiffer. Langen, we should note, has 13 rebounds, a new season high. Martin directing traffic. She's had the hot hand for the Bobcats tonight. Foley chased off the three-point line. Anna Foley missed inside around the help.
Important possession here for Ryder to stay in this, keep their momentum.
Redmond sneaks it in, and she'll shoot one more at the line for the Bronx.
You see the excitement on the bench. Nice attack, eyes up. Bree Bowen called for the foul, a little aggressive with the body.
Critical three-point play brings the Bronx within 2 as Bowen heads to the sideline for Paige Girardi.
That made basket allows Ryder to pick up. Sometimes teams press to create turnovers. Other times it's to get out of system, out of rhythm. Ryder's trying to get more possessions in the basketball game by speeding up Quinnipiac's offense.
This is Foley. Martin. And Foley play catch. Anna Foley missed it, but Ella O'Donnell's got an offensive rebound. O'Donnell squares up against Langen and lost it. Fireball secures it for the Bronx.
Icing this ball screen that has caused problems for the ball handlers of Ryder.
Fireball. Redmond has 5 to shoot. Taylor Langen along 2. That's good. We are tied at 47.
Crowd's getting into it. You can feel the energy. We talked about the momentum. And this is where that belief comes in.
Quinnipiac is scoreless in the quarter. Until Ella O'Donnell finally gets a bucket. This is Redmond. Redmond attracting 2. Missed it. Rebounded by O'Donnell, and Langen is called for the foul on the board.
It's a really nice take by Redmond. Going baseline, using the rim as a little bit of a shield, unable to get blocked. Oh, just a little bit more English needed there. Taylor Langen can't help herself.
This is such an interesting test for Quinnipiac, partner. They're playing 4 freshmen and a sophomore right now. Redmond comes up with the takeaway. Bronx with a chance, and then Foley comes up with the steal. Girardi somehow got it to Martin.
Wow, I wanted that pass. A dribble earlier for Quinnipiac, but nonetheless, they're able to be successful.
And Ryder takes timeout with 4:40 to go after back-to-back hoops from the Bobcats.
So here's another timeout to cut momentum. We saw Quinnipiac do it less than 2 minutes ago. Now Ryder. Conference basketball, back and forth, well scouted.
I mean, just look at this helter-skelter sequence that ends in Carson Martin's 7th field goal.
I'm not sure how that threaded the needle through Redmond. So Ryder's going to come back here on offense. The slot ball screen between Schiffer and DeVinny has been successful. Pulling Jess Schiffer off of the stagger screen has been successful.
Leah McIver is into the game for the Bronx.
Playing with pace here in the half court.
McIver gave Ryder a pretty good boost in about 5 minutes off the bench in the first half. Fireball. That is for 2. Foul on the rebound, and it'll stay at this end of the floor. It is on Ella O'Donnell.
Ella O'Donnell. That's her 4th personal, team's 3rd of the quarter.
I thought that was a good possession by Ryder. Got Michaela Fireball, really quality shot. You see Taylor Langdon doing so much with just one hand today.
We should note that was the 4th personal on Ella O'Donnell. Moving screen is going to go against the Bronx as they try to set up the elevator set. It is on DeVinny, and that is her 3rd.
That's her 3rd personal, team's 2nd of the quarter. Quinnipiac number 12,
The third personal at this juncture, 4:15 left, isn't the end of the world. It's giving up that offensive opportunity, essentially a turnover without even getting a shot up that's more critical.
Lynn Milligan not pleased with that last whistle, and she's already been assessed a technical tonight. So now Redmond back on the floor for the Bronx, who trail by 4. And a moving screen off the ball, and if that's on O'Donnell, it is on Ella O'Donnell. She just fouled out.
Wow, that's big.
Well, that is it for O'Donnell. 10 points and 5 boards, a blocked shot and an assist. LaBarge is on in her place with Foley, Martin, Keeley, and Girardi for Quinnipiac. Another foul off the ball. And this is going to go on LaBarge. And now we're shooting free throws for the Bronx. It'll be Taylor Langen to shoot.
The best offense for Ryder now becomes being aggressive, going to the basket. Clearly read your defender. If you're a Ryder, you don't want to commit an offensive foul. But from here on out, should this game go to overtime as well, 2 hands on the ball handler's an automatic foul. Being aggressive is paramount.
Well, this is a significant change. Fireball is actually going to shoot the free throws. Swap a 66% foul shooter for an 81% foul shooter. Fireball's had a tough night from the field. Just 1 made field goal, but she is perfect on a pair at the line. Timeout, Quinnipiac. They'll have 2 remaining after this.
Quinnipiac calls 30 seconds.
A big possession here for Quinnipiac in that they can extend this lead. 18 on the clock, looking to use a little bit more time. But with no Jackie Grisdale, no Ella O'Donnell, using this timeout, drawing something up, making sure that other players understand what's being called and how to execute.
Well, given how this game has played out, Martin, where would you want this ball to go if you're a Quinnipiac?
I think there's a big part of me that wants Carson Martin to have the basketball in her hand. She's had the hot hand. She can attack. She can create for others. Obviously, Anna Foley, second leading scorer, having a productive evening as well. Great other option.
It's into Martin. Girardi. No. Offensive rebound. LaBarge. No. Quinnipiac looking for a whistle. None coming.
Really great defense there by Taylor Langdon, using her strength just to be straight up.
Fireball through the back door, and she is fouled.
The pace of which Michaela Fireball went back door, because she's such a great three-point shooter, has not made one tonight, but the scouting report says she's due for one. Martin was completely out of position.
Fourth foul on Foley. And it looks like the officials are going to take a look at a previous play at the other end of the floor. for stopping by to see us tonight. Brandon Appel, Kevin Sparrock, and Whitney Armstrong, our crew tonight.
As we expected, regular basketball play. And both squads get a timeout out of the review.
Bronx have not led since the 9:26 mark in the second quarter. And they are even right now with 3:09 to go. Well, it's no surprise to see these two teams playing down to the wire today. You look back at the all-time history between these two programs, and it was all Quinnipiac until the 1920 season when the Bronx swept that year. That is Foley. Got it.
Foley went to her length. Her height, her release point was much higher than Langdon's outstretched arm.
This is Redmond. Putting it on the deck. Langen traveled on the catch.
Turnover 17 for the Bronx. And that seems like a big one, John.
This is Martin. Anna Foley. No, LaBarge on the glass and lays it in.
Huge rebound. Huge rebound by Grace LaBarge and the putback.
Langen and LaBarge locked up inside, and the foul is on LaBarge.
You're just seeing two very different styles of play in those two players. Grace LaBarge, long, athletic, quick off of her feet. At the other end here, Taylor Langen using her strength, her build to create space to duck in hard.
First one no good for Langen. Best she can do is make it a three-point game. Langen, 66% foul shooter for the year and missed both. Martin. LaBarge for three. Halfway down and out. This is Redmond. Schiffer. Taylor Langen. All the way to the goal. Oh, it's good! Foul is on LaBarge.
Talk about strength. Taylor Langen is lying on the ground. Look at this left-hand drive by the lefty. She is laying on the ground on her back before the ball goes through the rim. I don't know if she could do that again if she tried.
Sixth-year graduate student Taylor Langen, originally from New Jersey. First one is good to make it a one-point game with 1:17 to go. Martin taking on Firebaugh and draws a foul.
Riders foul number 24, Michaela Firebaugh. That's her third personal, team's third of the quarter. Quinnipiac shooting 2, 15, Carson Martin.
That's a tough call.
First one no good for Carson Martin. Two-point game with 1:01 to go.
1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
Divini is fouled inside. This is going to go on Anna Foley. And that is it for Foley. Her 5th personal.
Kaitlyn Divini using her body, being big on that post up, and Anna Foley trying to go over the top. You want to go underneath that post up position.
Foley's night complete. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 steals, and 3 assists in 30 minutes. She and Ella O'Donnell have fouled out. And Divini ties the game.
Talk about trust. Coach Fabry really trusts this young squad in this moment.
Down to 10. Martin for 3. No. Offensive rebound by Bowen. It's in the hands of Carson Martin. Shot and game clock just about even.
Again, another high ball screen.
LaBarge. It's good with 5.9. First three-pointer of the night for Grace LaBarge. A critical shot.
Carson Martin rejected that high ball screen. Pulled the help defender in Kaitlyn Divini. Grace LaBarge has really been big here for Quinnipiac. I go back to that offensive rebound and putback. Obviously here the 3.
Friendly roll for a visitor, Grace LaBarge. A couple of key plays down the stretch in this fourth quarter. And right now it has given the Bobcats the 3-point lead with 5.9 to go. This is a scenario that Ryder has been in a few times this year. Of course, they had a game-winning 3 as time expired from Sophie Brunches in the non-conference slate against BU. And they may need another stroke of magic here in the final seconds. Bronx have plenty of options. Fireball, Lynch, Langen, Schiffer, and Divini are the 5 on the floor for Ryder. It is Lynch to put it in. Schiffer, a foul is going to go on Keeley, and that's going to put the Bronx on the line with 4.5.
That's always a question that comes up. Do we foul on purpose? I don't want to say intentionally, but do we foul on purpose? Allow them to go to the foul line, but then they can't get the 3-point shot off. Yeah, and that's a philosophy thing within each and every program.
First one no good for Schiffer. That's the one you had to have. Schiffer makes it a 2-point game. Quinnipiac takes time out to advance the ball. And now here's the other wrinkle. Ryder has only committed 3 team fouls, so you have to foul twice to put him on the line.
And that's tough in 4.5 seconds. So if you're Quinnipiac, you're thinking inbound the basketball safely. They do have 1 timeout left, but inbound the basketball safely. If you're Ryder, you're going for that first initial steal, and then you've got to foul immediately. Set it back up and do the same thing again.
This has been quite a test for Quinnipiac and Tricia Fabry's team. As we've been talking about throughout the night, there's a lot of youth out there on the floor for Quinnipiac, something that, well, frankly, they haven't had going back over the years. under Coach Fabry that normally this has been a veteran lineup year to year, but it's just not how it worked out this year. You had a pretty significant class of graduations last year. Mackenzie DeWeese, Gertiera Hayward, Mackenzie Helms, Mary Baskerville, Rose Caverly. I mean, you're talking about probably 5, and then plus Michaela Morris grad transferring out. That's really your top 6 and change.
And think of the experiences that this squad is getting in just tonight's game. The young kids, the young players.
Keeley gets it into LaBarge, and she is fouled by Fireball with 3.6 remaining.
And now Ryder must do the same. Go for the quick steal, foul immediately.
Keeley to put it in. It's into Girardi, who's fouled immediately by Cause. Paige Girardi with a chance to potentially ice this game with a couple of free throws here. Girardi is 1 for 2 from the line tonight. It's no good. Tie up on the rebound. Possession arrow will give it to the Bronx.
Ball possession to the Bronx.
And Lynn Milligan's going to take her final timeout to advance the ball.
Ryder calls 30-second timeout.
We're seeing this missed foul shot. Cause comes in from that second spot on the foul line to chase after the miss. Jump ball, Ryder basketball timeout allows them to advance the ball. And now you're looking for a 3, a catch and shoot 3. Always pay attention to the inbounder.
Bronx with the shooter at all 5 spots on the floor. Lynch to put it in. Schiffer, fireball. No! It was just short. And Quinnipiac opens league play with a 60-57 win at Ryder. A gutty win for Tricia Fabry and the Quinnipiac Bobcats to open league play. Wow. Without Jackie Grisdale, the Bobcats get a career day from Carson Martin, who goes for 20 points with 3 assists. Ella O'Donnell adds 10. Our own Maren Walseth is with Tricia Fabry.
Young group.
You know, to go on the road and pull off this win, I don't care who you're playing, it's tough to do. And I could not be more proud of how our babies are coming along. We made it a little too interesting, but you got to credit Ryder. There's no quitting them. Lynn does a great job, but I was really just thrilled with our execution down the stretch, and we had a lot of our bigs fouled out. Carson Martin was a hero for us tonight.
Right, without Jackie Grisdale in the lineup, she steps in, has a career night. What does she mean?
I mean, she's fearless, right? She plays wise beyond her years, and we needed that tonight. She's got a great opportunity, and she made the most of it tonight for her team. So it's nice heading into the holiday break with a victory.
Talk a minute about Grace LaBarge. Huge offensive rebound and put back, and then maybe not the 3 you drew up, but it went down.
You know what? That's what upperclassmen are supposed to do when you have a bunch of babies around them. And I mean that figuratively in terms of like just our youth. But she was so huge, like you said, and that there was a couple calls I thought that we should have gotten to get ourselves to the line. But that's what we're going to lean on. We have very few upperclassmen, but we lean on them, whether it's in a game or in practice, as we keep growing and building and setting our foundation for the future.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Marion.
critical three late in the game by LaBarge ends up being the difference as Quinnipiac survives. A missed shot at the buzzer by Michaela Fireball. A 3-point win over the Bronx. Holiday break for Quinnipiac. They're home against Yale coming up on December 30th, while Ryder will travel to Lehigh coming up Saturday, December the 30th. So for my broadcast partner, Maren Walseth, this is John Moses saying good evening from Lawrenceville, New Jersey, where Quinnipiac is a winner 60-57 over Ryder. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.